Hey, this is Mike with another Halftime Mike podcast episode. Glad to be with you here again today, and I'm finishing up a green smoothie. Now, this is my own concoction. If you're watching me on camera here, I got the Google Keep It Cold cup here. I make my own smoothies here. I kind of gotten into some clean eating, and I got let's see, spinach in there. I've got avocado. I've got almond milk. I've got a touch of pure organic vanilla extract, and I've got some organic all veggie protein powder in there as well. So mix it all up with that. It's a half of avocado if you're looking for that, and it gives me about 2.5 glasses full, so, and those are about 12 ounce, 13 ounce glasses. So that's what I'm drinking here, and it gears me up, it wires me up, I'm ready to go. And today, I'm excited to take a look at a topic that I think is too often overlooked, confusing, but for your small business, for your marketer, they need to understand the value of call to actions on their website. CTAs, call to action, and this is a way where you are calling the visitor to take an action which you have predetermined is going to be helpful for your business. Okay, you want them to move forward. You want them to do what you want them to do while they're on your website. And I think that when you look at too many websites today, particularly small business websites, they're overlooking this fact. They're overlooking this factor. The contact form is not a good call to action. All right, that is not enough. That's just a basic page where people can contact you. But what we're talking about is call to actions within your website, and particularly, I want to take a look at the value of a call to action within a blog post. And why do I talk about that? Is because, again, you go back to my digital marketing funnel and my book there, Game Plan for Social Media Lead Generation. At the top of the funnel, and this is why it goes even beyond social media, or my unique take, I should say, that a lot of people talk about social media marketing, social media lead generation, but my unique area, which I've written the book on, is that you weave it together with a great content marketing strategy. And so that starts on your website, and your website has got to have great content. Okay, so just envision the funnel before you again. So at the top of the funnel, you've got a great piece of content on your website that is resource rich. It's about something of value to visitors, to social media people. You share that on social media, and people engage with that. They click on the link on social media. They come back to your website. They read this great article. Boom. That's where you need to have that call to action within your blog posts. All right? And why is that? It's because, as I've said before, that a majority of people do not come back to your website after visiting it. There's a significant drop-off that can be up to 70% do not visit. They've seen what they want, and that's it. So that's your one time. What are you going to do with them while they're there? And I'm saying you need to capture them. You need to offer them something. We need to get them involved so that we have an opportunity to stay in touch with them ongoing, particularly with those stats that say they're not coming back too often. So that's what we want to talk about today is, the what, why, and how. Got back here on the whiteboard of call to actions on your website. And that's a little bit of the what. It should be something that is simple, something that offers value, and something that you can integrate with a email nurture strategy. Okay, those three things. So simple means that call to action within is going to be unobtrusive, but it's going to get in front of them and be clear. So how do you do that? How do you be unobtrusive but yet be clear and in front of them? Okay, you can do that pretty much in two ways, and you may do both of these. Okay, so the one is like a call to action within the blog post itself. So at the end, there might be a image or a form that goes on, a call out that is the call to action to take them onto a next piece of content. Or it might be using a pop-up or a widget that pops up on the site itself at a certain point in time, after a certain time period, or on exit intent, that type of thing, which gives the call to action, shares the resource, invites them to enter in. Now, I'm recommending that you keep those simple, so it should be a click, but to get the access to that call to action, that's the beauty of it. That's your lead capture. You want to capture name and email address. All right, name and email address. So, that's the what you want to have the call to action that it has some relevance to what the blog post was about, but it is something that helps you go further with getting in touch with them and offers something of value. So the call to action must be resource rich, and it can be a ebook, it can be some type of video, it can be if you're B2C, it can be a discount code. But what is the call to action? What is it that you want to offer them? It can't be like this massive image, like an infographic doesn't work as a call to action. It's too much. We're just trying to say, here's a special offer for you. It is X, Y, and it can do Z. Click here or enter your name and email address to access this now. If they click, you're taken to a landing page where they still give you their name and email address. You always want to get the name and email address because that's your lead capture on that. So what can a call to action do? And so let's go. It can get a reader more involved to you, more connected to you. So they've come over, they saw that piece of content, they're on your website, they're reading that content, and now you're taking them one step further to offer this free resource so that they get added to a list, and you can email, nurture, stay up with them even if they don't come back to your website. Okay. Now remember, the call to action cannot just be on a sidebar. Okay, those are peripheral pieces there. The sidebar on a blog is peripheral. It's not going to be enough to capture attention, and it basically has the opportunity to enter them into the funnel further. Okay, now there's another way to go about this as well. That is the value of a call to action in your blog post that is multi-tiered. Okay, so you might want to lead them down a path. Let's say you shared a great piece of content via social media that's from your website. Somebody clicks through on Facebook, comes and reads that post. In the midst of that is a call to action that is step one, and that is, hey, if you liked this, then you also will probably like this. Click over to see that one. That takes them to another blog post. Maybe it's something you've written before, right? But it's related, it's helpful, it builds upon, expands upon what they were reading before. So then they're in that one, and at that one is the place where at the end of it, you have the pop-up that invites them to sign up for the ebook. All right, so that's kind of a 1-2 strategy. And the value of a 1-2 strategy is that it can increase your web traffic because you're getting them to more pages on your site. It can increase time on site, getting them to more of your content and spending some more minutes there. And it also increases the chances of them wanting to share both posts on social media if they've interacted with them, and if you've got social media sharing buttons on there, and that can have a higher trust factor so that they're ready when that ebook comes to say, I want this content because this is helpful stuff here. So, and that can help grow your email list. So that's what we're talking about when I talk about CTAs, call to action. They're needed, of course. We're using on my sites, Digital Hill Tab site, Mike Gingerich, Waftio. I am using a mixture. Typically, always I have Waftio on there. That's our call to action tool, waftio.com, WAFTIO. And it gives you the widget and the pop-up options there. It can also do the form embed on a page, a landing page, so you can create all those kind of things with Waftio, and integrates with MailChimp and Fusionsoft and the constant contact, the basics there, so you can get them into your lead nurture list right away. You need those pieces there to help you not just provide good content. Okay, so I think that many times people who are getting into content marketing start at the top of the funnel and don't go any further. Okay, we need to integrate these pieces, and that weakest link is typically lead capture, and the reason it's a weakest link is because there's a failure to use call to actions. So I'm trying to make that simple for you and help you understand the need for those pieces. And the call to action again is to some type of resource of value, some type of next step of value, some type of offer of value. It's not your product, it's not buy now. It is something that builds trust, that gets them on a list, that helps you nurture and build trust with them further so that you are top of mind and they've had their questions answered when they are ready to purchase. Okay? And again, multiple ways you can do that. It varies based on your industry, your focus, who your audience is, of what's going to be of value. But we're not talking about direct selling of your product at this point in time. We're talking about something that's related, a next step offer of value. And again, because we're trying to get them, we're recognizing people come over to the website, they're evaluating us right then. They may not come back. So how can we get them to go a little bit deeper? How can we get them to stay on the site a little longer? How can we get their email address? How can we get them so we can contact them another way? So these are all key things that are important to do in that whole funnel, game plan for social media lead generation that I talk about there, of moving people from aware of you to engaging with you and trusting you to a lead that you can nurture to ultimately then being able to offer them something specific for that purchase price, and that usually is not going to come via social media. It's not. It's going to come more through email, the direct offers after the nurture. So I think that's another topic for another time. But that's what I want to cover today is the value of a call to action, and particularly the call to actions in your web content, your blog post, that top of the funnel type resource there. So begin thinking of ways you can weave them in. It can be an image that goes to the landing page, so that it's a link that goes to more content. You might do the 1-2 approach. You might do the single approach where it's the pop-up box on that piece of content. The goal, again, take care of those 7 points of contact that it takes before somebody's ready to know you enough, trust you enough to be ready to purchase from you. Okay, that's what the studies show. That's going to take the 7 points of contact for them to have what they need to want to make that decision to go with you. So take a look at those pieces. Take a look at your website now. Evaluate your call to actions. What are you doing? How are you doing that? Maybe you've started with great content, but you're missing that call to action. How can you weave those in your regular content mix? And where do they go? And what are they going to do? Think through that strategy. Okay, so that's what I wanted to cover today. I got to finish up my green smoothie now. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Again, if there's any questions about this, come on over to MikeGingerich.com and fill out the contact form there. All the podcasts are there under MikeGingerich.com/blog/podcast, and check it out. My aim to be a resource to you so that you can go further online with your digital marketing. This is Mike. Take care. Over and out.